What's up, y'all? This is Dre with Brothers United Leadership Development, Bill 206, and we're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio here with another episode of Build Black Wealth podcast. I'm in the studio with my brother Jeffrey.
What's up? What's up, man?
What's good with you, bro? I'm glad to have you up in here again. It's
Glad
our
to be here.
second time around being in the incubator program, so we're happy to have you and SUBE in the incubator program again.
Appreciate y'all having me.
So let's jump on in. So tell us a little bit. I know you've been doing a lot of other things too, so I want to hear about what else you got going on. But tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and the work that you've been doing.
No problem. My name is Jeffrey Cheatham II, born and raised Seattle, Washington. Grew up in the Central District, and I am in the arts, entertainment industry. My organization, the Seattle Urban Book Expo. We help BIPOC aspiring writers navigate self-publishing by offering writing and promotional services. I'm also discovered that I'm an event planner. All that to coach, mentor, anything literature, anything with books. I help people out as best I can.
That's what's up. So that's something that you always saw yourself doing or wanted to do? Like, how did you get into that?
No. Well, I've always wanted to write. Like, I started off, I'm a children's book writer. I'm an author. So I'm an author. I've always wanted to create stories that people can enjoy and people can see themselves in. And I started off writing comic books. And in 2014, I wrote a children's book for my daughter, who was 4 at the time, but now she's 14. Yeah, it's time. But and when I started to share my story, I started to connect more with people whose stories matched mine, but they never published a book. So I saw myself giving advice on how you can navigate self-publishing, how you can, get your book published. And that's where the Seattle Urban Book Expo came from, was to provide a platform for black and brown writers, not only in Seattle, but around the country, to showcase their work, because it's very hard. Even right now, it's still hard for our books to get on the shelves and be seen. So I just wanted to do my part to make that reality for some people.
So it sounds like you've been doing this for over 10 years now, because you said your daughter did the quick math. That's what's up.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2023. Yeah, I started really in 2012. So, yeah, like 11 years. But the Seattle Urban Book Expo, I started in 2016. So we're 7 years. Yeah, I've been doing this for over 10 years.
That's what's
up.
So you
anniversary party.
You should. So, you talked about this a little bit. Well, what motivated you to do the work that you're doing? Like, who and why do you do it for?
Oh, man, my daughter, man. My daughter's a teenager now, so I'm going through that teenager phase, but I still love her to death. But no, it's really my daughter. When she was born, she allowed me to dream bigger than myself and to believe in the world that I couldn't see yet. Because I was so driven with the mission to provide a world that she can grow up and be herself and be true to who she was. And I wanted to do the best I can with the resources I got. And it just happened to be books. And with the books served as a foundation for me to be more involved and more active in the community with the event planning, with the coaching and mentorship, and also just people who I look up to asking me for advice on certain things, which is blowing my mind right now. But yeah, it's really, really my kid. My kid is a catalyst for all this.
That's what's up. So now this is, everybody answers this differently, and it'd be interesting to see what your answer is now compared to what it was last year when we interviewed you, because we all define success differently, right? And so describe your journey towards success, and what is one of the biggest lessons you've learned thus far?
Success. I know it's going to be a different answer from what I gave before. But that's life, right? You always change. Success is living the life the way you see it. Whether it's a lot of money, whether it's comfortability, whether it's social currency. I believe success is dictated the way you see your life and how you can live it. Because I've met people after our interview who don't necessarily have wealth and are like the happiest people because they're doing what they're passionate about. So money doesn't dictate success. Social status doesn't dictate success. It's more or less about, are you doing what you set out to do? And are you doing it comfortably, and are you doing it consistently? And I believe that's what success is right now for this answer. So just ask me in 3 months and it might change again.
And what lessons have you learned learning that lesson? Is that the lesson you learned? Is like it's not really about money or social status? Is that what you're saying? The lessons
That's what I've learned. Yeah, but more or less what I've learned is if I'm passionate about it, do it, because that's clearly what I want to do. Like I can't base my life off what other people are doing. I can't base my success on somebody else's success. Because I heard a quote, I forgot who said it, so I apologize for not giving this person their proper credit. But you never want to compare your life to somebody else's because you don't know what they had to do to get it, and you don't know what they had to do to keep it. So I thought it was a real great quote, and I connected it to success because in the age of social media, we tend to always like, oh, man, I wish I can go on these fantastic trips, or I wish I can meet all these beautiful people, but you don't know what that person had to do to get that. And you may not have the heart or the mental toughness to do what they had to do to get that. So just be satisfied or provide a clear vision for what you want to do and just be satisfied with that, with your own vision.
Right, or you may not want to do what they had to do. But
you may not want to, no.
But I always say social media is like ESPN anyway. You're only seeing the highlights of
that's
really
so
going, whatever's going on. You don't really see the behind the scenes or the bloopers or the trials and tribulations. People just mainly post the highlights. Most people, some people do post like, okay, I'm depressed today, or I'm sad, or whatever. Right. But most
one
people
day
don't.
out of a year, like,
right.
oh, I'm really hard today. Yeah.
Right. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio. We'll be right back with my brother Jeffrey. This is Dre with Build 206.
Support for this podcast is made possible through our community members and our volunteers. We want to give a specific thank you to our partners, Converge Media, Dancing in the Rain Media, and Acts on Stage. Visit www.build206.com for more information on our partners and how they support our efforts.
Keep your Black-led business or organization compliant by learning about our labor ordinance and laws in the city of Seattle. Learn more at www.build206.com/labor standards.
Welcome back, y'all. This is Dre with Build 206, Brothers United Leadership Development, and we're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio, and I'm in the studio with my brother Jeffrey from SUBE, one of our incubator program participants through our Build Black Wealth initiative. So let's jump back in. So with all the experience that you have and things that you've done and things that you're learning, you know, taking that into context, what resources do you think are most needed for others in our community to succeed at starting a business or organization, or, you know, just kind of entrepreneurial type things? Like, what resources do you feel like is most needed?
For yourself, have a clear plan so that way you can communicate to other people what you want to do. And also access to funds, access to capital. But you got to make sure your plan is clear, though, because recently I've run into people just expecting money to be given to them from people who have the resources, but it's like, what are you doing? And they can't articulate what they're doing. So I would say work on your vision first, like work on the clarity of your vision and also the simplicity of your vision. So it's like explaining to a fifth grader. If you can, fifth graders are smarter now than when I was growing up, so. Explain it to elementary school students. So have a clear vision and also get around people who have the funds and resources that want to invest in your plan. Because what I'm starting to see is most people believe that any and everybody should give them money, but people are not interested in what you're doing. So just find those that are. So instead of looking vertically, look horizontally, look around you, look who's by your side versus looking ahead, because all of us have been launched because we were working with people in our community that believed in our visions and gave us necessary resources to get us ahead, whether it was money or not. Maybe it was just the right phone number, whether it was the right email, or just a bit of advice. Don't look past where you're at. So I would say make sure your plan is clear, get access to capital, but make sure it's the capital from those that want to invest in what your vision is, and don't look beyond your circumstances, because there's definitely jewels there that can help you out to get you where you need to go.
Yeah, that's a good life lesson in general. Don't try to skip steps on the ladder or the stairs or whatever. Just focus on where you're at and tap into the resources that are around you. That's good game right there. So as an entrepreneur, what is one tip or trick that you've learned that helped you succeed?
be absurd with my creativity. What I mean by that is I'm 37 now, and it's taken me this long, over 10 years, to finally believe in what I was doing. Because I've been through all the pitfalls, like all the relationships where I've had spouses that didn't believe in what I was doing or didn't see it. They didn't know why I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So I had to really believe in my absurdity, like believe in this absurd concept of being a black man interested in books and believing that books were valuable to build a business off of, and the fact that books become a resource for people to help them out, you know. So really just believe in yourself. And I know that's a cliche statement, but that's really true. If you really believe in yourself, there's really nothing that can stop you. But the thing about believing in yourself, though, is it's not overnight. You can't say, I'm going to believe in myself and expect it to happen in 90 days. It's going to take years. It's going to take years. And that's one thing that I learned going through this process is, like, this stuff takes years. Like, once again, you highlighted, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I didn't even realize that until just now. So it's going to take years, but it doesn't matter how long it takes because it's what you want to do. If it's something you want to do, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take. You're going to get it done, you know? And don't fall for that trap of things need to happen overnight, because it's not. And if it does, it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why they always tell us to use the oven instead of the microwave, because the food's going to taste better. So I'll just say this: believe in yourself and believe in your audacity and believe in the absurdity of your creativity, and you'll be good.
Yeah, and ain't nobody going to believe in you like you, but also some people say they believe in themselves, but you can't lie to yourself either. And that's if you really want to be successful, you have to truly believe in yourself. And I agree with you. Like, if you believe that, you're going to manifest and be able to do whatever you want to do. But if you're lying to yourself, then it's not going to come to fruition.
You're gonna live the life you're thinking. So even if you're lying to yourself, you're gonna start living the lie. And if you believe in yourself, you're gonna live in your beliefs. Like the universe, God, whoever you believe in, is gonna show you what you are manifesting. Whether it's the truth or whether it's a lie, that's based on you and what you're thinking is.
That's what's up. That's deep. That's what's up. So as an entrepreneur, I just asked you that. What's the best advice you can give somebody who's looking to get into like community organizing, community work, start a business or whatever, but like can't get over the hump of just getting started? So like what advice would you give them to get started?
Get started. Just get started. Honestly, jump in both feet. Like, don't worry about that mood if it has to feel just right or it needs to be perfect. Perfectionism is a lie. Like, don't wait for that. You'll be waiting forever, because nothing's going to be perfect, so you'll be waiting forever. And also, how do we learn how to walk? We had to get up and fall. Get up and fall. Get up and fall. Then 3 months later, you took your first step and then you fell. So you got to do it. If you have a plan, you got to do it. You just got to just believe in yourself and get started, because I really believe that you got to go through something in order to get what you want. Because if all of us are here right now, we all been through something traumatic or all been through something stressful, and now we're still here. That means we learned and we survived. So if you want to be successful, you have to start, and you got to learn, and you got to survive. Because what I've learned from the people I've been meeting lately, they all survived something. They all overcame an issue. They all overcame a trauma, overcame a pain, and they're still here thriving. So you can't go into entrepreneurship and success not expecting to feel pain. It's going to hurt, whether it's personal life, professional life, social media life. Pain's coming, and just accept that and just get started.
Yeah, and they build that resiliency. So how do folks get in contact with you?
So they can find me on my my personal Instagram. It's Channel Cheatham. I just changed it. Channel Cheatham. Jeffrey Lee Cheatham II. Seattle Urban Book Expo is on Instagram at Seattle Urban Book Expo. Spell it out just like that. Facebook, SUBE, Seattle Urban Book Expo. Our website is SUBESeattle.com. And yeah, I respond to all the emails. I do all the newsletters. So you got any questions regarding publishing, self-publishing, or whatever like that, just connect.
So before we end, I want to give you an opportunity to ask me any questions if you have any questions for me.
Okay. I got a couple of questions for you. All right, here we go. All
Get
right.
ready.
Brother Dre, how do you keep going? Because you're so connected to the community, and when I was talking about earlier about pain, you've experienced some stuff, not to get too deep into it, but what keeps you going and doing the work that you do?
That's a great question. One, I have a great team around me and a lot of equity in community. So being able to leverage that equity and partnerships to make things happen has been beneficial. And I think, helping people is definitely fulfilling. So that keeps me going. But I'm starting, as I get older, I'm starting to learn, like, okay, it's cool to be like, yeah, I can't do that. I don't got the capacity. So I'm getting to that point too. So it's like, yeah, same thing. Like, we're coming up. I've been doing this work since I was 23 years old. I just turned 42, so almost 20 years. And
You're 42. That's crazy.
and not only that, but with Build, like, we're coming up on it's our 10 year. So we started in 2013. So same thing. So we're going to be doing some events for that. But one of my mentors, JP, who was on the Barbershop series with you, he says this, action can be distraction. Sometimes we're so trying to help everybody else that we're not doing the work that we need to do. And I think part of what Build has been dope about Build is like the relationships, especially with black men, that I've been able to establish, which my son is a reflection of that, where he's at and the way he's able to navigate life. So that definitely is a motivation, is making sure I'm trying to create a better world for my son and your daughter, and just trying to make the world a better place. It's definitely something that motivates me. But I'm human, and I think that's the other thing that's dope about us too, is like, hey, we don't act like we're perfect. You know what I mean? So like you said, it's trauma, it's hardships, people stressed, depressed, relationships. Just being real about who we are instead of acting like we got all the answers to everything has been beneficial. So actually, I just met with the team this past Saturday. We talked about scaling back and focusing on our relationships as being critical, talking about, doing some things that we did pre-COVID, more like workshops with young people, doing our intergenerational men's groups, those types of things. We're going to kind of refocus. A lot of this work has been super dope, super impactful, but it takes, like you said, it's a lot of behind the scenes things that make all the communications, the social media, the responding, and then having a level of expectation, a level of professionalism that you want to provide to the community it's a lot.
Yeah. I know, and I look at you as like one of my mentors. You pretty much everybody in Build is like mentors to me. And the one thing I was fascinated about you guys is it's continuous work. Like, there's not like a goal. Like, not a goal, but there's not a finish line. It's like it's continuous work. So I want to ask you, is there like an ultimate goal that you want to see with what Build does?
There is no ultimate goal. Ultimately, we want to be brothers united, affect a real change in community, and I feel like we're doing that. And that's never-ending work, but also like being there to be supportive for each other. And I think that's why we've had so much longevity, even though some of our leadership members have changed over the years. Like, we still rock, we still tap in with each other and make sure that we're all right. So we really have real relationships. It's not just we're not just out there doing transactional stuff and that's it. It's like we really, if I was on this show and I kind of broke down on this show, and when I was done, next thing I know, my doorbell ringing, Daryl's at the door. And so that's the type of brotherhood that we're trying to build and that we are building. So to me that's the dope part about what we do. You know what I mean? And it's, that's the real work. Like, we are the work, and there's not money for that. There's not money about building relationships. There's not money to do those things. And the other thing is talking about tying it into entrepreneurship is a lot of us all have our own skills. We have access to different resources, so it doesn't cost us much to do a lot of what we do because we got the MC, we got the DJ, we got the videography, we got the photographer, we got different things that we can leverage. So we're able to, and the resources we do get, we're able to put them back into the community.
Yeah, I could ask you questions all day. I ain't gonna hold you up though, because I know the episode's over.
You might have to set up a time to do it.
Right, I interview you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I think you need to be on here.
I'm
So
with that.
Thank you, man.
All right, so make sure you guys hit up the website. Information's in the description. Once again, this is Dre with Brothers United Leadership Development, Build 206. I'm in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio with my brother Jeffrey from SUBE, a second-time incubator program participant, and actually he's a brother of Build, man. So until next time, all right, peace.